I'm a product of a bitter baby mama. My mama was a bitter baby mama to the max. My mama hated my dad so much until she hated me. She pushed him away, but she kept herself out of my life also. When I first realized that my mom was a bitter baby mama, that was devastating to me, because oftentimes men get labeled a deadbeat, but if you look at it, my mama was a deadbeat because of what she did and the anger she took. Because when you go that route, you really beat your kid out of both parents, because you push the dad's gone, and the kid can't really get the true mom because she has so much hatred and bitterness and anger in her. So she couldn't really. So if you ask me, my mom really couldn't love me like she should have, because she had no room in her heart for me, because she replaced it with the same anger that she had for my dad. So, and I haven't seen or talked to my mom this year. My spirit doesn't connect with her. I never think about my mom. I never miss her. She never comes up in my mind, and I know I shouldn't feel that way, but I do. So ladies, when you go down this route, as a single parent, and if you have anger towards the father of your kids, I want you to think about me, because what my mom did, it changed the whole course of my life. The person you see is a result of what she did.
I absolutely love my kids to death. But if I could talk to the younger me, I would tell me to wait. I would tell me to wait to have kids until I know that I either am financially stable or I'm having a team behind me that can help me, because everybody needs a community. And when you are alone doing this, it's the worst. It's the worst feeling in the world. And you have multiple baby daddies that won't even be like, hey, what's your work schedule? Let me help you. It's sickening. And I'm not dealing with one, not two, but three men that fail to realize that their mama needs to work too.
We're in a society where that is the majority of young women's reality, having to raise kids by themselves. And you would think when everyone is coming out and being so honest about their testimony, that would decrease the rates of young moms. But people are continuously practicing in baby mom and baby dad culture and just hooking up and sleeping with anyone, people that they barely know. It's good that people are sharing their story so that we can at least try to say, hey, let me try to make my own life different. Hey, let me be picky about who I sleep with. Hey, let me have some commitment, strong, solid commitment, such as a marriage, before I pop these babies out with this person. I think that it's good that other people are sharing their testimony so that the youth, the younger girls, can look at it and say, hey, she doesn't look happy in her current situation. What can I do to change my future so that that's not my current situation? And I feel like that within itself should dead and end baby mom and baby dad culture right there. But for some odd reason, people aren't getting it. And people are continuously creating this in their own life. Why?
A lot of people are not going to like this conversation, but I think it needs to be had in the Black community, which is the normalization of baby mama culture and having children outside of wedlock. In fact, just this general inability to have stable relationships. Our relationship dynamics in the Black community are atrocious. The normalization of cheating, the normalization of unhealed individuals coming together, traumatizing each other, and perpetuating toxic cycles. And then it's this generational pattern of us not having marriages and us just bringing whole human beings into the world, and the parents aren't married. I just don't think this is something that we should be normalizing. I think it reflects the fact that a lot of us are not doing the inner work. We're not healing, especially when we have this history and this past in a lot of our families where brokenness in homes is so normalized, where the marriages are so toxic, and a lot of the things that happen in Black homes are swept under the carpet. We don't have healthy communication skills. Things like your father's cheating on your mother and we just keep quiet about it, right? Why are we perpetuating these things? Because we know better. Why are we part of this pernicious cycle when we know better. Because we are supposed to be here to be pioneers of breaking the generational patterns, of saying we are tired of the toxicity, of realizing that we cannot bring human beings into this world without healthy family dynamics. I just think even in relationships in general, we are so unable to love each other.
I know you are also asking yourself, how did all this started? Where did this whole problem started? I know you're asking yourself that question. I'm also asking myself that question because honestly, this is a messed up situation that I feel like sometimes, in as much as uncomfortable it might be or uncomfortable it might look like, this is something that we need to address, we need to talk about, we need to look at its roots. Because it's true, the black community is fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna say that, oh, it's only black people in America. No, I mean worldwide. Looking at our family structures and everything, and now trying to look at the times during the Reconstruction era. Those are periods when black communities were so compact. The black community was so together. The black family was a social value that was upheld by every member of the black community. But today that's not happening because of one or two or three reasons. Because the baby mama culture is something which has been happening to the black community for the longest time, generation to generation. And it could be dated back during the times of Jim Crow, because the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow is one of the reasons as to why these things are happening. But before I dive right into that, I just wanted to show you these videos and to show you how really we think, we as black men, black women, how they also think. Like, it's not a blame game problem, but it is trying to find a way of how people could work out, how could we prioritize family? Because people are not prioritizing family, right? Because you find that when you don't prioritize family, the number of baby daddies or baby mamas that we'll be having will be increasing tremendously. Children growing fatherless, some children growing motherless, because the child grows without the other parent. That means that there is something that they'll miss while they'll be growing, right? And this is not something that we uphold. This is not something that should be appreciated, because this is just like a laugh to the black community. And I feel like this is a topic that we need to address, because this thing is happening, and what the young kids, black kids, are watching on the TV. Like, for example, if you look at histories of people like DMX, Sexy Red, Chris Brown, just name them. They are a lot and a lot of people that are showing these on the media. And the parents, the kids, when they see this, they say that this is something that is within us, and this is something which is happening to us. But what I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody feel less. I know we human beings, we make mistakes. But what I'm trying to do, we are trying to look at a stance where the black people, we could go back to where we were, where family was so something which was seen so important. Because you realize that when we don't value family, that's when you're having these cases. You're living alone, you have different kids with different fathers, you have different kids with different mothers, because you don't want a family. But you just make your mind and settle with one person, and understand that this is the person that you're gonna spending the rest of your life with. I know there are a lot of dynamics, there are a lot of things that come into play when you talk about the baby daddy, baby mama thing which is going on today in the world, especially in the black community, and especially in the black people in America. So I want us to watch this video. I'll be back with my commentary, trying to tell you how I feel about all this and how should we take care of all this as a community. If you're watching this video for the first time, I'll ask you to like the video, because this is a video not to bring anybody down, but this is a video to make us learn from people's experiences that we are going to hear. And also, we are going to learn from people's perspective, and also there are some clips that will be revealing the problems of how men think and how women think and how we can work together as a society, because it's true, the black community is cooked. If you're watching this video for the first time and you feel like you resonated with what I was saying, you can consider supporting me. On my Cash App account is on my bio. I'll really appreciate. And those who are doing me the donations, those who are buying me coffee, I'll really appreciate. Until then, let's dive right into the video. I'll be back with my commentary.
Because we didn't have the blueprint. A lot of us, it wasn't modeled to us. But it's up to us to now set a new tone. But we're not doing it. I mean, something as simple as we can't even take each other on dates. We don't court each other. There's no sense of regarding love to the standard that it should be at, which is laying down proper foundations. We're skipping steps. Jiggy, umuntu is a baby mama. This man has not even taken you on at least 5 dates, the whole relationship. You barely know each other, or you have been in this relationship with this man doing wife things, but you're just a girlfriend. That is why he won't commit, because you've shown him that it's easy to get you to do things that require commitment, but you can do them without the commitment. And so why would he ever bother? And I just think also, if we all unanimously decided to raise our standard of love in the black community, raise our standard of relationships, and raise our standard of the dynamics between men and women, we could actually start breaking generational patterns and toxicity that we've seen in our childhoods, in our family homes, that shouldn't be perpetuated and continuing the way that they are, and let alone normalizing these things.
It's too many baby mamas and not enough wives. Yeah? Too many baby showers, not enough weddings. Okay? Ladies, I'm gonna need y'all to stand up and put your foot down to these men. Stop letting them trap you. And for everybody that's like, oh, marriage is too much of a commitment. Marriage is too serious. Ooh. What do you think a baby is? You are tied to this person for the rest of your life through a child. Let's turn this on, okay?
You're talking about that there's this epidemic in the black community of fatherlessness. What have you done to combat fatherlessness in the black community?
Okay, so you're accepting that we have an issue with fatherlessness in the black community. You're accepting that, I assume.
I'm not. You said that.
I didn't think so. So you're not accepting it, and you're asking me, what am I doing about something that you don't accept?
No, you're my question is clear as day. Is that have you not done anything to combat fatherlessness?
You just now acknowledged, in your opinion, that what I just now said isn't even a problem.
Larry, please answer, what have you done to combat fatherlessness?
I'm waiting for Rachel to answer my question, then I'll respond.
I've already answered that question.
So you want me to respond to a problem?
Larry,
it's your campaign, Larry. Larry, this is your campaign. Your campaign is about fatherlessness. I'm giving you the floor to talk about how you have combat fatherlessness, because you say it is such an issue in this country, and you don't want to answer the question.
I'm happy to answer the question, provided that you acknowledge that there is a problem.
Larry, get the fuck out of here.
Let me make this clear. If I gotta pay for everything, I am cheating on you. You mean to tell me if we both go to work and I take care of all the bills, I take care of all the outings, I take care of all the trips, and all you have to do is save and pay for your lifestyle, whatever you want to do, you mean to tell me I can't have no hoes? See, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. See, ladies, usually I be on your side, but now y'all pushing it now. I pay for everything. You a whole little nurse. You get to keep all of your money. You think you gonna go through my phone? What is this? What happened to the girls that was screaming soft life, man? What happened to the girls that be asking, man, the real providers right here?
The lower the people are, the more children they have. The higher up they are on the socioeconomic, the less children they have. Why? Because they have more responsibilities that go beyond biological nature, and they have more self-control. The people at the bottom have less self-control and are more governed by their biological nature. And so people are going to have sex at the bottom of the echelon because they have no self-control. And so men typically have sex for stress relief purposes, and they target women for those reasons. And since she is low in her self-esteem, she allows herself to be used as a stress reliever. Women don't realize that men see that once you have a child with a man, that in their eyes you're already tainted, and that you shouldn't have no standards for yourself, and you should allow men to just use your body and dump in you. And this is how women end up with multiple baby daddies, because that's the way those men see that. Well, she already slept with him and slept with him. She got 2 kids by 2 different dudes, so they don't care if they knock you up with another child. That's what happens at the bottom of society.
But I guess the next question in relation to what we were previously talking about is in the community, the black community, there is a big problem with fatherlessness. I grew up without a dad, and life was a bit different. For me, it was a bit more, I would say looking back, it's a bit more difficult than if I were to have a father figure in my life. So I want to know, I've been asking a lot of people, what do you think should be done to address fatherlessness in the black community in particular? And like, what are some like good ways or good things we can tackle that?
I guess a great question about fatherlessness. We talk about the system being set. No, it's really not having a daddy at home. Statistical data, no matter what race you're in, if you don't have a father in your household, you're more likely to do all kinds of stuff, and it's not conducive. That's why our young men are not acting like men, respecting themselves, respecting authority, because they don't grow up with that positive male role model in their life a lot of the times. That's bigger than any racism or anything somebody else can project. Any person with a dad that's mature now and they look back and they're a father that didn't have a dad in their life, they all will say, if I had my daddy, it would be different. I had my daddy. A lot of the dudes that came from the hood that I came from that didn't make it nowhere, they didn't have a daddy. They didn't have a man at the house telling them, bro, getting whoopings, and my dad told me how to fold clothes and all this other stuff. My daddy was hard on me. I ain't like him at the time, but now I'm a grown man. I'm like, dang, I thank God my daddy was there and he cared. And I had a standard.
And when men of other communities proudly exalt their women and proudly fawn over them, black men pedestalize women who present the least black as possible, or who aren't even black at all. Black men demands that you, black women, be down for your people and to support the black man, to not leave the black man behind just because you got an education or got a good job and made it on your own, only for them to do that very thing to you. All that riding and dying you did for them to ultimately reject you anyway. It's okay to admit that you feel betrayed. It's the truth. The revolution was televised and you were kicked out of the frame. But I want you to understand that this public disrespect of black women, this smudging out of dark-skinned, unambiguously black women and girls by our own men is centuries old, and it may not have started with your permission, but it continues with your consent. It was black women's unwavering support for these men that built their careers, that made them rich, and year after year they did projects that showed you that you are not the prize. You are the mule that gets them there. But you supported those projects anyway. It would be unfair for me to lay all of this at the feet of black women, especially for those of you who naively believe that uplifting black men means uplifting the black community, that a win for black men is a win for us all. The truth is that the more likely a black man is to succeed, the less likely he is to uplift the black woman to be beside him.
When you get on, you leave your ass for a white girl.
And when black men enter positions of power, their first target tends to be you. It's a hard pill to swallow when you realize that you exalted these men and they paid you dust, but it's what happens when your absolute loyalty comes at a price of nothing.
Being a baby mama is not a motherfucking flex. And before y'all get fucking mad, quick disclaimer. Bitch, if you the type of baby mama that refuses to sleep with your baby father, no matter what, you want to put the focus on the co-parenting and he gets mad and he abandons you and the child, this video is not for you. Okay? If you have self-respect, class, dignity, and you keep the focus on co-parenting and he's still an asshole, this video is not for you, sis. Bow out. I don't want to see it in the comment section. I'm addressing the toxic, trifling, low-life, narcissistic, low-hanging fruit, pieces of shit, side pieces, baby mamas, okay? The baby mamas that are fucking toxic to their core and they know what they are. The narcissistic baby mama will delude herself to thinking that she has a special place in his fucking heart. First of all, you want to know why he got this toxic bitch pregnant? He got her pregnant because something about her reminds him of his toxic coddling ass mama. See, his mama is a lowlife. His mama tolerated cheating and ass whoopings off his daddy. His mama is a jump off. His mama is a side chick. His mama is a manipulator and a scammer. Something about this baby mama reminds him of his mama. And he just had to lock her down because he needs a secondary mama, a backup mama, should his first biological mama pass away or disappear or abandon him. He has another mommy on the backup. So he got this toxic trifling bitch pregnant to do the work of his mama. If his mama ain't in the picture, he can go lay up and use baby mama. He can sleep on baby mama's couch and fuck another bitch at the same time because baby mama has no self-respect and she'll allow him to do this fuck shit. Just like his mama lets him get away with fuck shit. The toxic baby mama doesn't ever focus on co-parenting. No. The toxic narcissistic baby mama will use the child as a pawn to keep tabs on her baby daddy, to get money out her baby daddy, to just use and abuse. She don't give a fuck about the child either. Feel bad for the child because that narcissist is using the child just like the baby mama is. The child is nothing but a pawn to both of them. And they play this fucking tit for tat games back and forth. Who could cheat better? Oh, you got a girlfriend? Watch this. I'm going to go get a boyfriend. I'm going to go get married. I'm going to one up you. They play these competitive psychological fucking mind games with innocent single people. The nigga just need to go marry the toxic bitch. Okay? Stop playing tit for tat games with these good women out here, getting these good women involved in this back and forth shit. He'll try to use the trifling baby mama to make the good girl jealous, and the good girl never sticks around. She leaves. And then the stupid ass baby mama will stalk the good girl. Stop getting pregnant by these men, ladies.
Why are y'all still talking about black men not dating black women? Who cares? There's so much. There's this going on in this country, and there's this going on, and there's this, and there's communities, our communities in Mississippi, they have all those dead bodies in the back. Yes, of course, y'all. I live in Jackson, Mississippi, by the way. I go to school there. And so I just thought, like, the reason that black women and black men are arguing so much about dating is because essentially that is the foundation. And you want to know when the black economy was doing its best, when we were the best in marriage, in everything, it was during segregation. It was when we were going through the most in the country that we stood together the most. We were able to accomplish things because essentially during that time we had bus boycotts, and we had essentially during that time we made the most progress as a community. But it all started with the foundation, and that foundation is a black family. And how do you create black families? Black relationships. But if black women and black men can't get together, essentially you need to figure out, why don't we like each other? Why can't we get together? Why are we arguing about these things? Why are we talking about 50-50 when it's always been that the man is supposed to take care of the woman? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Like, why? Because we're trying to figure out, why can't we stand together? Why can't we marry each other? Because y'all have been brainwashed. But anyways, I just wanted to give you that answer. You cannot help the community. You cannot build the community without black family. You just can't. They can't focus on anything else because y'all can't even get that right.
Now, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you've learned, you've seen how things occur. Some of them are not something that we can celebrate. These are things that we can't call them as black culture because we have our own like culture that belongs to black people, like internationally, that people appreciate, like the way we do our things, the way we connect with the past, the way we appreciate our spirituality as a black people. Those are the parts of the black culture that should be cherished. But however, it is sad that people are living with these types of lifestyle. It's so sad that we call it culture, but we have to call it culture because this is something that is passed through the media. This is something that people watch us through the TV. This is something that people are living their life experiences, which also affects how they think, how they perceive relationships, how they perceive family as black people. And it has been a problem. Now my analysis on this video was to show you how the baby mama culture, where was its roots, right? That's what we are trying to look at in this video. Now, I'm going to be talking about historical context and systemic roots. Now, legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. During slavery, black families were frequently separated, with little control over family structures. This historical trauma disrupted generational stability, and though slavery ended, many of its impacts remained entrenched. The black family was often broken by policies and economic hardships during and after the Jim Crow era. Because remember, during this time, the black community, the black family was being differentiated or being divided. Like, the black man couldn't be with the black woman, because if they could allow that to happen, it means that they will give birth and become more powerful, or they will find a way of fighting together, right? So the only way that they could do this is by separating a black man from a black woman. Also, another thing that I'm going to be talking about is welfare programs and policy impact. In the 1960s, programs such as Aids to Family with Dependent Children, that's AFDC, inadvertently penalized black families by restricting assistance in able-bodied male was present in their home. This rule encouraged single mother households. These, as women who lived without a male partner, were more likely to receive financial aid, leading to generations where single parenthood was normalized and economic incentives incentivized. This is true because if you're a woman, and I know sometimes relationships are hard, marriage is not easy. Okay, I've not been there, but I'm talking from a perspective of people who have shared their experiences, right? So this is something which is not easy. So as a way of shortcut, somebody could say, oh, living a single life is good. I could have kids without their parents, and I could get the welfare that people are benefiting from, especially single women parents, right? So in this way, this has fueled the idea that, you can live. And in this, you realize that sometimes the money is not sufficient, and you want to be calling your baby daddy. Like, it's not cool. It's not cool. And you find that these are the things which brings this vicious circle. I'm also going to be talking about economic disparities and lack of opportunities. Now, about economics, the black culture, especially during this time of baby daddy, baby mama, it has drained both black men and black women financially, especially black men. Now listen, like if you hear the story of DMX, DMX had 15 children. Most of the children had different baby mamas, right? This means that even if you are making a lot of money as a person or as a parent, as a man, it means that the money won't suffice. Trust me, because different of them will want money from you. It's something which happens. Why don't we just decide and say that, oh, now what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to live with one woman. This one woman is the same one woman that I'm going to have kids with. I'm not going to be going outside our wedlock or something. Because the moment you try to do this is the moment you invite these scenarios of having different baby mamas. And they'll need child support. And you can't deny that, because they'll need child support. At the end of the day, co-parenting is modern ways that we see dynamics in the modern family, right? But now, you don't want that. These are things that you can avoid by just deciding as a black man, I just wanna live like a normal life. I wanna have one woman. I wanna live with this one woman. This one woman, I wanna have kids with them. I wanna live to see my kids with this woman. I don't wanna live a life where I'm single. I have different girlfriends or baby mamas, name it, But not one thing. I'm not trying to bring any man or any woman down. It's a mistake which was made. But we're trying to look of how we can learn together, how we can move forward together. I'm trying to look at something that we can do. Because I know a lot of creators have talked about this. A lot of creators have discussed about this. This is not something to appreciate, right? This is not something to be proud of, right? Because it goes both ways. Even for you as a woman, you don't want to jump from one man to another. There are a couple of things that could be fixed. If it unless it's a matter of life or death, or maybe the person you're married to physically abuses you or something, only that. But there are a couple of things that you could just, live with. Like maybe there's a couple of habits you could train together. You could show them the right way, right? Because for me, I encourage one family, one man, right? That's what I encourage. The life of having different baby daddies, baby mamas. Again, I'll say it, and again, I'll say it. I'm not trying to bring anybody down. What I'm trying to say, I'm trying to make us learn, make us see the life on the other side. People like Sexy Red, she's an hip-hop icon. And if that's what the children are watching, that's what they'll embrace, right? Because that's what they'll be seeing. We have people like P. Diddy, people who have different social dynamic lives, parenthood different, and this has caused a lot of problems to these people. Because when people say this in the media representation, because most of these people that are doing this, they are seen in the media. They are always in the media. And when the young child is growing, he's not seeing his daddy, watching people like Sex Red, watching people like BMX, and they know that, damn, I could stay without my father, I could stay without my mother, and everything will be okay. Like, look, man, sometimes I know it happens that you don't plan having kids, but you could try minimize this in the most way possible, right? Things like hypersexuality, hypermasculinity. There are also some problems that black people are still dealing with, and the media portrayal of black women still a problem. Media portrayal of black men still a problem that people are dealing with, right? So my call on this video was just not to bring anybody down, but we need to see having a community where we can have marriage role models, black families that are doing good. That's what the media should be representing, not showing successful people who have dysfunctional family history, right? Because if that's what the media will be showing, it means that people will be embracing that. Because today people are consuming media. The last time I checked, media is being consumed more than ever in human history. Like these days that we're living in, you cannot just wake up without checking your TikTok, without checking your YouTube, without checking your Facebook, right? So the media that we are living today, that makes it for us to think and see these people like this. And if we're living in a society where we're not seeing black role models who have successful families, no drama, no baby daddy issues, no baby mama issues, right? This will make us feel like we are safe. This will make us see things in a different way. Will make the people, the generation which is coming, start appreciating like normal marriage, like, right? Because this is something that we should not embrace. I'm not saying that we should embrace this, guys. Sex education is important in the black community, in the black family, because teen pregnancy has been, this is something that has been happening for the longest time. Nobody wants to take accountability on this, but it's something that should be done. Sex education, especially in the black communities, it's something which is so important. Because we have a couple of things that are affecting the black families, like, for example, impact on children and generational cycles, emotional and behavioral outcomes. Studies have shown that children in single parent households are at higher risk for behavioral issues, academic struggles, and mental health challenges. A lack of two parenting support structures can lead to challenges in providing consistent discipline and attention, especially if the single parent works long hours to support the family. This is so true. The cycle of poverty. Single parent households often have less financial stability, which limits education and extracurricular opportunities for their children. This limits access to resources, perpetuates the cycles of poverty and economic struggles as these children grown up with fewer pathways to upward mobility. I'm also going to be talking about increased risk of gang involvement and crime. In areas where single parent households dominate, young men in particular may lack strong male role models and fall prey to gang culture or criminal activities as they seek belonging or financial support. Gang culture often becomes a surrogate family structure, providing mentorship in a destructive way. Now, I'm also going to be talking about gender dynamics and shifts in relationship norms. Changing views on relationship. With increased financial independence, many black women feel less pressure to marry or remain in a relationship where they do not feel respected or valued. This independence can be empowering, but it will also make it easier to leave relationship, resulting in higher rates of single motherhood. Difficulties in dating and commitment. Some men in the community feel alienated by pressure to fulfill traditional provider roles despite limited job opportunities. This strain can lead to disinterest in marriage or commitment in relationship, fostering a hookup culture where relationships are more casual, leading to children being raised outside stable long-term partnership. I'm also going to be addressing social and psychological stigmas. Identity and resilience. Many single mothers embrace the term baby mama as a form of pride and resilience, redefining single motherhood as a form of strength rather than sign of instability. There is reclaiming of identity as positive aspects, but it can also contribute to normalizing single parenthood as an idea rather than a challenge. Stigmatization of marriage. In some parts of the black community, marriage can be viewed with suspicion or seen as a sign of conformity to mainstream, like the white ideals. This can discourage couples from formalizing relationships and promote single parenthood as a badge of independence and authenticity. Right. So this is something that honestly I'm not embracing. I'm not embracing it because it's not good. It's not good because it's interfering with how God planned things to happen. A father and a mother, the children to take care of. God is not happy when the child doesn't have his dad around. God is not happy when the child doesn't have his mama around. So, yeah. Tell me what to think about this in the comment section. I know it was a hard one, but I have to do this to talk to people from my community because I believe it's an important thing if we talk about this. These are presented Gender Stories, and if you're watching this video for the first time, kindly consider subscribing to our channel. I'll really appreciate. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.